What was your first job? I worked as a dishwasher at the Surfrider in Poquoson. Here's a picture of me working. Teenagers are employed in many diverse jobs in the community. Teenagers work as lifeguards, watching over happy poolgoers, or in a cubicle organizing papers. Some jobs may look more elegant, like teaching little kids how to dance at the YMCA, while some jobs may be less enticing, like scrubbing fish remains off a skillet. Although the range of jobs for teenagers is very diverse, all jobs still teach valuable life lessons. I will be exploring the profile of an average teenage worker, what the most common jobs are for teenagers, and what lessons teenagers learn from working. What is the profile of a teenage employee? Teen employment hit an all-time low in the 2000s, but is starting to make a rebound as of now. In 2018, 1 in 5 high schoolers were employed, while almost half of college students are employed. The employment rate for individuals out of school from ages 16 to 24 was 72%. Examining gender, there's a noticeable difference in young people's participation in the workforce. Young women are more likely to be employed than men. 22% of high school girls were employed, while only 19% of high school boys were. Female college students also had a higher employment rate than male college students, with 5% more females being employed. However, 4% more males out of school from ages 16 to 24 were more employed than their female counterparts. Race also plays an important part in the profile of the average teenage worker. 22% of white high school students were employed in 2016, which is 16% more than Black and Hispanic students and 9% more than Asian students. White college students also were more likely employed than the students of other races. The jobs teen works also fit a certain profile. The most common job for teenagers require no formal education or previous job experience. The most common job cluster for teens is food service working. 24% of employed teenagers worked in the field of food service in 2016. The second and third most common job clusters for teens were sales and office support, with 19% and 12% of teens working in these fields. The most common job title for teenager was cashier, followed by waiter, retail sales worker, and food preparations workers. All of these jobs pay pretty close to minimum wage, which is okay, that's expected of a first job, since you're learning many valuable life lessons and learning lessons about your first job. I myself am an employed high schooler. I work as a dishwasher at a local seafood restaurant. It may not be the most glorious work. It's actually quite disgusting at times. It's hard work scrubbing fish scales and leftover food remains off of metal skillets. Here's a picture of something that I'd scrub on a daily basis. I know, it looks pretty disgusting. Although it may not seem like a fun job, I've learned a lot from it. The people you work with matter. I met some great friends at my job, and they helped me pass time between the dinner and lunch rushes. I couldn't have met these people anywhere else, since they go to different schools and live in different areas than me. Here's a picture of one of my coworkers. His name's Gunnar, and he goes to a different high school than me. Although I could be paid a bit more at some places, and some work sites smell a little bit better, I would not trade my coworkers for these things. Teamwork also plays a very important virtue. Days in the hot kitchen can be difficult, and sometimes I like to slow down the pace, but I can't, because that would be unfair to my coworkers. We all work as hard as possible, and don't cut any corners so we can be done and impress the managers. The last lesson I learned from my job is money, no matter the pay and conditions. Although dishwashing can be tiring, and it may not always be fun, I still look forward to the job because I get paid pretty well. By the end of the summer, I had over $1,000 in my bank account. Although other high schoolers might have spent their summer at the pool or lounging at the beach, they aren't entering school with an extra grand in their savings account. A first job is a valuable experience. Jobs aren't fancy or particularly skilled, but the lessons about coworkers, teamwork, and money are very important.